Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, I'm your host, Tutti, and today we got ourselves another tech review. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have worked with this company before. The name is Fifine, and they've given me products such as headphones and microphones, and I'm gonna be honest with you, every last one of them so far have been really good and top notch, and I do recommend them. If you guys want to check those videos out, I'll have the link in the description, or the pop-ups will be on the screen. You guys will see it. Check those videos out if you're interested in some very good low budget headphones and or a microphone. But today what I want to focus on is actually this device. So this is Fifine's gaming mixer called the Ampligame SC3, and let me tell y'all, this thing is actually pretty good, especially if you're somebody who's on a budget looking for a mixer. This might be the one for you, and we'll talk about some of the features that come with this mixer in just a second. Now, before we get into all the features that actually come with this mixer, I want to just go ahead and say this, guys. This is not a sponsor video. Fifine sent me this, and it was just more so a review. So they're seeing this video at the same time as you guys with no input. But if you are interested in buying this after you find everything out, the link will be down in the description where you can buy it, and you know, everything from there, you should be good. So this gaming mixer comes in at a $41 price range, which is pretty good for a mixer, especially if you're somebody that's just trying to get into the podcast or the gaming or whatever it is, streaming even. If you're just now starting to try to get into that world, then you'll find out after doing some extensive research or maybe following some of your favorite content creators that a lot of this shit is expensive. So Fifine is one of the companies that actually went out of their way to go ahead and give you guys an audio mixer that is very affordable. And I mean, from the looks of it, to me, I would say this is a pretty nice looking mixer. I wanted it in white because I felt like I just needed something a little different from all the black that's on here. So just every so often some white would be nice. Let's go ahead and really start talking about some of the features on here that, you know, you guys might actually be interested in, and probably what you clicked on the video to see. So starting us off, man, we got ourselves a phantom power button on here, and basically what the phantom power is supposed to do, for those of you that might not know, is help to power certain microphones like the Shure SM7B that you guys are hearing me talk through right now. It still captures the audio and everything. It just has a awkward sound to it. Now maybe you can fix that by adding some things and trying to fix your voice. I didn't personally. I ended up just using the Fifine microphone, and I thought it sounded good enough. Getting the Fifine microphone paired with their actual gaming mixer, you're not gonna really notice like a drop off in your audio quality for the average viewer anyways. Again, professionally and all that other stuff, you're gonna notice it, but if you're just trying to start, I recommend the mixer with their microphones. Next up, we got the electric button. Now this one is more of like the auto tune button. So it has different stages where it goes A through E, and in those it's supposed to be able to change the way your voice sounds whenever you're like, I guess, different pitches for auto tune. Again, guys, I'm not a music major. I didn't go to school for that. I don't know much about it. So for anybody out there that is involved in that, that is equipped on here, and it is still kind of cool if you ever wanted to get on here and mess around and just like started to pretend sing and pretend like you were T-Pain, you could do that. Next up on here, you guys can see that we actually have an A, B, C, and D. And don't worry, guys, there's going to be a better picture where you can actually see them. Those are your custom buttons. Now, the custom buttons, they work pretty much by being able to capture your own voice recording if you want to for 15 seconds, or you can go and get another sound like glass breaking or a baby's laughter or whatever the case may be, endless possibilities. And you can record up to 15 seconds of that, and once you hit the button, it'll be a playback. So if you were using it for a podcast, it could be a moment where it was funny and you can have crowd laughter and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no real super deep dive explanation. That's essentially the basis of it. If you wanted to do that, you have 4 buttons to choose from and can have 4 different custom sounds. So then moving on to the bottom, you guys see that you have your mute mic button, your mute your line in button, the mic monitor for the headphone jack, where it pretty much allows you to hear yourself talk so that you can hear what the microphone sounds like and what everyone else is hearing. If you need to make adjustments, or maybe you're peaking a little too much in the microphone, that's what that's for. And then you have the mute line out. Now, I want to say this for myself anyways. I personally did not use the line in and line out because my laptop doesn't have enough headphone jacks for me to use, and my PC obviously does not either. So it was a little bit of an issue for me to really try to get a hold of those, but that is supposed to be able to help you with a 2PC setup. Sadly, I just don't have the 2PC setup properly arranged for that. But guys, it still did work for me to just plug in put in the power cord and then plugging in my microphone. I was still able to use this as a mixer, and it worked really, really well. Like I said, guys, I tested this for some days, and I wanted to see just how well it was really gonna work while I was still recording. I even used it in the stream. I did it all, and nobody really heard a huge difference compared to this microphone and my Fifine microphone. Next up, you have your knobs on here where, I mean, it's really self-explanatory. It controls how loud your microphone will get. If you have it all the way up, obviously it's gonna peak. And then if you turn it all the way down, it's not gonna capture anything. So those knobs allow you to do that. Same goes for the line in and the line out. Those are supposed to help you control your audio levels of whatever everybody else is hearing. Now, I do want to say this. If you're capturing it from your PC, and let's say you have Google open, you have Spotify open, and then you have your game open, and you wanted to capture all those separately, it can't do that. It won't capture that separately, and you'll actually have to go into your computer and control the volumes of those individually on your computer, not the actual mixer. And then lastly, you guys are gonna see that you have your RGB light button, and you can cycle through those, and they give you a good amount of them actually. It's not bad. I do enjoy the RGB lights being on in there. You have your voice changer, which goes through male, female, robot, baby, elder, and monster. Just a few of them. And I don't want to forget this, that if you were to ever activate the electric or the voice changer or anything like that, if you wanted to turn those features off, all you would have to do is actually hold the button, and then once it's done being lit up bright white, that lets you know that you are no longer using that, and that's the end of it. I also forgot to mention, you guys can see right there, it says dynamic and condenser mics. So essentially, it's giving you the option to be able to switch between the two if you're using this. And like I said before, guys, if you're using any of the Fifine microphones, you'll be fine because they have a good selection of microphones and they're all affordable. Again, I want to make that very clear. They're affordable. But if you're using any of those mics, especially with this, it's going to work really, really well for you. Let's talk about some of the negatives first, and then we'll get into the positives. One of the negatives would, to me anyways, would be the fact that, like I said, the phantom power, it does work, but it doesn't work on higher end microphones. So I think if they ever get to a point where they can get that situated, I think it'll be in a much, much better spot. The thing that I would like to see changed on here would actually be these little dials up here. Not the knobs themselves, you know what I'm saying? The actual dials that are supposed to help you like manage and see how much volume you're pushing out. Like I said, it doesn't do that. It shows you when you're turning the volume up or when you're turning the volume down with the knobs. That's about the only time you see it activate. And then outside of that, it's not gonna just constantly capture your vocal volume, you know what I'm saying, or the game volume or whatever it is that you're doing. Another thing that I would say, and I feel like this one is a little bit more of like a nitpick, I would say that I wish that the knobs actually allowed you to select which knob does what. So for example, if you were in a Discord call, I wish you could switch one of the knobs to control the Discord volume, and then you can have another one that controls your music volume, and then the game and your microphone, and so on and so forth. Okay, now getting into the things that I actually do like about it. I love the fact that it comes with the voice changer because you guys can go and get something like a Focusrite, which I also have, and that doesn't come provided with the voice changer. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to go out of my way and get something else or another processor or application or something in order to change my voice. So that's nice, the fact that you get to do that on here, and the fact that you get to also use auto-tune if you wanted to, and then the 4 customizable buttons that allow you to have sound effects and stuff like that. Again, there are other softwares and stuff out there already created for that. You don't have to get those, and sometimes you have to pay for that stuff. But you can get all of that with this right here and not have to necessarily worry about getting different softwares and having those active while you're streaming or while you're recording or whatever the case may be. You could just easily hit a button on here and now you got it. So overall, would I recommend this device? I would say yes. I think if you're somebody, especially in today's economy, man, I understand. I still currently work myself, and sometimes you do get wide-eyed when you see some of these new things out there, and then you see the price range where it's $400 to $600. And it's like, you know, who really has money like that to just be thrown away when you got other things to take care of, bills, you might have kids, or you know what I'm saying? Like whatever the situation that you're in, car notes, student loans, y'all. So with all those things, I understand the thing that kind of turns you away from wanting to do those things and prevents you from wanting to start maybe a podcast or, you know, a gaming channel or whatever, a review channel, whatever it is you want to make. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. Hopefully that was a decent enough review for y'all. Like I said, I wanted to spend some time on this. Like I said, if you are interested in buying it, the link will be down in the description. This is affordable, and you can get the microphone and one of their headphones to go with it. Trust me, y'all, Fifine is a great place to get your stuff for an affordable price. But that's all I got. I love y'all, man. Be safe out there. Have a great day or days, weekend, weeks, months, year, all that. And piece of hair grease.